Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. If I sound exhausted, it's because I am. See, I just spent the last 42 hours completing this Roblox The Games event, and oh my, it was terrible. And by terrible, I mean I would rather do the classic and the hunt again versus doing this one again. That's simply how bad it is. But now the question most of you are probably asking is what makes this event the worst out of the 3 ones that Roblox has done so far? And what about it, if anything, actually worked? So in this ranty video, I'm going to be detailing all of the things that I think Roblox really messed up on and all of the things that Roblox did well, and spoiler alert, they didn't do a lot well with this one. So let's begin by talking about some of the worst parts of this event, starting off with the name and theming. The hunt started off the new naming trend that we see today in all of these Roblox events, where basically it's just the followed by another word relating to the event. Now this naming theme worked pretty well for the hunt, as it was just a hunt through the games without any major theme involved, so all in all, it worked out pretty well. And then when the classic rolled around, I mean, it worked too. It was a little bit on the edge, like I kind of felt weird saying the classic. It just doesn't sound that right, but it did work out well enough that it made some sense. However, with this event, what were they thinking? It's called The Games. The Games. Yeah, there's games in this event. Wow. It's obvious that they were trying to do some sort of Olympic Games style name, but calling your event The Games? Seriously? When I first heard that, I thought, oh, it's just like a placeholder name until they figure out a real name. But nope, that's the event's official name. And along with the name being the worst of all 3 events, the logo is just ugly. What were they thinking? I don't understand why this logo has to be so complicated and have all of these intricate pieces to it. The Hunt and the Classic both had pretty simple logos that worked pretty well no matter where you put them, but this one just looks ugly. In fact, on all of the games that include this logo on their thumbnails, you can't even read the games on it. It just looks like a random blur. And in addition to that, the outline that goes around the border of each of the game thumbnails is also just clouds. It's terrible. It's like, I thought the Classic didn't do a great job, but after seeing this, ugh. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say the theming absolutely sucked with this event. Next up, I want to talk about some of the timing involved in this event, and by timing, I'm specifically referring to the amount of time that we had to complete all of the event versus the amount of time it took to do all of the games. Earning 400 badges in 10 days is a really big challenge for a lot of people, and I'm not sure why they made the event so short when it would have been fine just to extend it by a week or so. And the amount of time it took to do all of the games also poses another issue because they introduced the brand new leaderboard for this event. So if you even wanted a chance at being on the leaderboard, you'd have to pull an all-nighter for 30 plus hours in order to do it, and that's just ridiculous. Roblox should not be even encouraging that type of behavior. Okay, moving on, we have the games themselves, and oh my, these were by far the worst games. Following the trend of the Hunt and the Classic, this event basically chose some of the worst possible options on Roblox. Games such as Obby But You're on a Bike are just obviously cash grab games that don't really provide anything to the platform besides just making Roblox money. So why would they choose that of all games to include in this event when there are much better games that could have fit in a lot more? There were also so many simulators in this event where all you have to do is click, click, click over and over in order to complete the event. Ugh, those games were just so annoying to play through. It just wasn't fun. But aside from the game selections being terrible, the actual quests in most of the games were just as bad. I'm not going to go too into detail with all of the quests here, as I'd be here for a long time and I'm really tired after doing this event. But basically, the major issue with these quests is that almost like 90% of them were just the same thing. There were so many games in this event that required just straight up AFKing and leaving in order to progress your character, because for some reason, some of these events require you to be a certain level in the game to actually complete the quest, which is just really stupid. It's clear that for games like Gym League, all they are doing is gathering premium payouts by having players play in the game, and it just earns them more money by having them sit around in the simulator to get to a certain point where then they can complete the quest and get out of there. So many games just had premium payout bait, I just couldn't deal with it. It got so annoying at times, just having to sit there and do the same thing over and over and over again for no apparent reason other than staying in the game for longer, therefore earning the game creator even more money. I'm just not sure why Roblox allows this stuff. It just shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't have to do the same thing in a game over and over and over, or be a certain level before the event starts to have to complete it. It just doesn't make sense. And for some of the games, you could literally spend Robux to expedite the process. And again, I don't know why Roblox allows this. They should not allow any purchases in these games to speed up the event. In addition to that, some of the quest descriptions were just really vague or even misleading at times. Like in this one soccer game I played, in order to complete the quest, it says complete a full match. So, I assume obviously I get in at the start of a match, complete the whole way through, and at the very end I will get a badge. But no, all you had to do is join in at the very, very last second of the match, and you got the badge. It made no sense. For about half of the games in this event, I needed guides to complete them, which just goes to show how poor the actual description of these quests is in the games. A normal player should be able to complete the quests, all of the quests, without having to look up a tutorial unless they really wanted just to speed up their progress. But other than that, there should be no reason why I should need to look up 50 tutorials for a stupid event because I don't know what these games are trying to get me to do. Besides, earning money, of course. Additionally, there were a lot of bugs in the games, and they range from, pretty basic things like accidentally labeling a silver as a shine to pretty extreme things like not rewarding me the freaking quest even though I did it 6 times. Talking about you, Obby, but you're on a bike. And some quests even gave you all of the badges either by typing stuff into chat or just sitting around. Like Fashion Famous and Volleyball 4.2 both had ways at the start of the event to just get the badges without doing anything. And perhaps the most annoying thing of all with these games is that some of the quests were at such high difficulty that even I had immense struggle with completing them. And I know that difficulty can be subjective, as some games can be easier for certain players, but if I had struggled with the games, I can't even imagine what some newer Roblox players would feel doing some of these quests. I even had to get my friend Jim to help me with some of the quests because they were too difficult. And I'm looking at you, that stupid baseball game, oh my god. Another major issue with some of these quests was the overall inconsistency that they had with each other and with the event as a whole. For example, games like Horse Racing Simulator and Funky Friday had totally different designs of the shines than the shines look like in most of the other games. Which makes no sense to me because Roblox obviously provided all of the game creators with these assets, and yet they didn't force them to use it? Another major inconsistency thing is that some of these games were very, very easy to complete, and others, as I mentioned, were very, very difficult. And the same can be said for time too. Some of the games could be finished in just like 10 minutes, while others took hours upon hours of grinding. And I know this one is a smaller thing, but some of the games also released earlier than the event actually started, and this has been the case for both the Hunt and the Classic, and I really just don't know why it's so difficult for these games to just release all of their quests on the exact time that the event starts. I just don't get it. Another inconsistency thing is that in some of the games, you were able to get each silver individually, while others you need to unlock the previous one in order to get the next one. And really, I have no idea why Roblox decided to do it like this. I don't know if they required games to do it in order, because a lot of them did have them in order, and certain quests are worth different values, as you see right here. But either way, I don't know why they did this. It just makes it so annoying, because if you have one bad quest coming up first, in order to get the other 2 silvers or even look at the quest for them, you need to spend the time to do that first quest. I just really didn't like this. And speaking about the badges, I don't know what's up with the badge system here. Number one, if you're gonna have the silvers worth different points, why not just make one a silver, one a gold, and one a bronze? Like, did no one think of that idea? One unique thing about this event over the last two is that there were teams, and I don't know how to feel about this one. On one side, I get that teams could be a good thing if you have like a team spirit, like all your friends join one team, you try to compete against the other teams, it incentivizes you to do that. However, on the other hand, the teams are really just a popularity contest because for some reason, they decide to tie content creators into the teams. And I really have no idea why they did this because the content creators have been pretty much absent from the whole tournament, the whole games event. Like, they haven't contributed to anything in the event. Why do they need content creator? I just don't get it. And one more thing is that I think 5 teams is too many because you end up with such a big distribution here. I just think it would have been a lot better if they just did 3 or even 2 teams, just so that the teams themselves could be more balanced. And finally, the last major complaint I have about this event is the items themselves as, how do I put this? They suck. Yeah, so the items in this event are absolutely terrible. They are just layered clothing because everyone loves layered clothing. The wings here, I think, is the only good item in this actual event, which kind of sucks. Another thing about this event is that there was, like, no promotion for it. I didn't even know it was happening until, like, 5 days before, versus the hunt, there were leaks, like, a month in advance. In general, it just feels like people don't care about this event, and I don't blame them. I mean, this event sucked, and there was no promotion for it, so I really don't understand why Roblox didn't do anything about that. I guess maybe they wanted the YouTubers to promote the event, but they didn't, so I don't know. Okay, well, that was enough bad about this event. Let's talk about some of the good stuff, so let's go over that right now. Okay guys, thank you for watching the video. I'm just joking. I do have some good things to say. One thing that I liked about this event is that the bundle for it was actually cheaper. They have been getting cheaper. At first there was the core blocks, and then there were those adventure item packs, and now we have this sky dude here. And I like how Roblox has been making them a little cheaper each time. And also the daily items here, they have also been pretty cheap, which is pretty nice to see. The MVP system I actually really enjoyed in this event. I think it's a cool way to incentivize people to actually play through the event. However, I think it would work a lot better if, the event was actually good, but whatever. And Twin Atlas, of course, did a pretty good job with this hub here. I really like the design of it. It's not my favorite, though. I think the other 2 hubs, even the Hunt hub, just felt a little more, I don't know, like, original and grounded, if those are the right words. But I did enjoy how in this hub there are the challenges that you can do, and there's a lot you can go explore, and they just put a lot of effort into the actual map itself, so I give Twin Atlas some credit for that. But yeah, that's actually it for all the good I have to say about this event. Yeah, this one really sucked, man. But anyways, that's enough of this rant. I'm tired. I want to go and do other stuff rather than sitting in my room and playing Roblox. So I'm going to go and do that real quick. Thanks for watching, I guess. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to read them another time. But yeah, this is it for me. Bye.